Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Darnell Lorante Jackson. Jackson was shot and killed Sunday, February 7th, 2010 at 23rd and Cimarron Streets in LA's Jefferson Park neighborhood, according to LA County coroner records. Charles Joseph Allen was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. Charles Allen was not the shooter. He drove the car for fellow gang members Antonio Burden, Brandon Maxwell, and Asia Ali, aka BK Barbie. The Rollin 30 Harlem Crips is a criminal street gang. Allen, Burden, Maxwell, and Ali are members of the Rollin 30's. One night in 2010, Allen, Burden, Maxwell, and Ali went to a Crip party. At around 3 a.m., a Black P-Stone gang member came to the party and shot a Rollin 30's gang member. In response, Allen, Burden, Maxwell, and Ali got into a Chevy Traverse SUV and drove through Blood's territory armed, looking for people to shoot. Charles Allen's probation-issued GPS anklet tracked their course. A little before 4:30 a.m., they saw victims Darnell Jackson and Jeremy Owens walking through a part of Blood's territory that belonged to BPS. A gang expert testified Jackson and Owens were not gang members, but Jackson was dressed like a BPS gang member, with red clothing and shoes and a red St. Louis Cardinals hat. Owens testified he thought Jackson had been a Blood. As Jackson and Owens walked over the overpass, they saw an SUV coming the opposite direction, according to Owens. Someone in it said, "What's up, where y'all from?" They threw up gang signs. The SUV passed Jackson and Owens, cut into an alley, and disappeared. Allen's tracking device placed them on the SUV's course. Jackson and Owens continued walking into a dead-end street, and Owens felt they were in danger. Two men and a woman who fit the description of Burden, Maxwell, and Ali popped out of nowhere. They seemed to walk from Cimarron Street. At 4:30 a.m., Allen's device was on that section of Cimarron Street. Owens testified the three people hit Jackson up, saying, "Where you from?" He testified it was self-explanatory that these people thought Jackson was a part of a Blood gang because he had on red clothing. Jackson showed his tats like, "I don't bang, nah, I don't bang." The three people turned around and talked amongst themselves for a hot minute, and Jackson turned away from them. I guess one of them said, "Okay, let's do it," spinned around and popped Jackson in the back of his head, and boom, he dropped down dead. It was one of the men who shot Jackson. When Owens ran, they all shot at him. A bullet went through Owens' forehead, but he lived. Gene Palacios testified against Charles Allen at trial in exchange for leniency in an unrelated case. He said that sometime after 11 o'clock that morning, Allen went to Palacios' home. Allen arrived in the Chevy Traverse. He told Palacios that some Bloods snuck into the party the night before and shot Little Shady Boy. Allen, Burden, Maxwell, and Ali went to go do their stuff in BPS hood. Allen said they rounded up and got ready to retaliate. They were looking for people to shoot at. He told Palacios they caught somebody walking in a Blood neighborhood. They found two people crossing the 10 freeway walking over the bridge, and they followed them. One of the guys had on red Chucks, so they watched to where they were going. The street was a dead end, so they went around the back street and parked in the corner across the street. Burden, Maxwell, and Ali jumped out of the car and approached the guys. All three had guns. After Allen was arrested, he waived his Miranda rights. He told police detectives he was not at the party and knew nothing about the incident. They confronted him with GPS tracking information that placed him at the party and near the shooting. Following the trial, the jury convicted Charles Joseph Allen of the first-degree murder of Darnell Jackson and the attempted murder of Jeremy Owens, including a gang enhancement. The court sentenced Allen to 40 years to life in state prison. Darnell Lorante Jackson was 22 years old at the time of death.